ban list prediction. It's that time of the year again. The ban list is close. It's free content, so I'm gonna do it. And my Twitch chat forced me. If you want to see some fun content, go to my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/tatsim, where I record videos, play decks, play with friends, everything Yu-Gi-Oh related, and also some other random stuff as well. So the ban list is here. I have, how many cards is this? This is like over 30, I think, that I'm gonna talk about here. So this is gonna get a little spicy. So yeah, we live in a format that is actually pretty healthy, but there are a lot of decks that people are just tired. And in order for future decks to proceed, we need to address some stuff now. So I will be touching literally every deck that's good right now, or sort of represented, plus cards that are just broken and either should or shouldn't exist. So let's start off with the ban section. I have 3 monsters ready for ban. And the first one is White Dragon Wyverbuster. So I like the OCG approach where they just banned that card and not the other card. The thing with Chaos Space is a very interesting card because what it's mainly used to do is to search White Dragon Wyverbuster, Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent. But it can search so many other cool cards. It can search Belas, it can search Chaos Ruler, it can search Ritual Monsters for some reason, and other hyper-specific targets. And this is a pretty new card. And the card is going to be important for a couple of things. I think it's going to be broken in the future. I think it's going to get limited one day. But I think for now we're just going to get rid of one of the baby dragons and release the other at 3. So I think that White Dragon Wyverbuster being probably the best because you can search it by discarding a Dark. And the other one is searchable by discarding a light, and we don't really play lights. I just think this card is gonna go. It has to go. Because I don't think Chaos Space is gonna go. So that's my first banned card, which is something that you probably didn't really see coming. The other cards that I want to talk about is Droll, Lockbird, and Lancia. Now these cards are both very not healthy, shutting down game mechanics by being discarded. I think that Droll should have been banned a very long time ago. I'm not really sure if Lancia should be banned. But if we ban Droll now, then it's just Tritron format with Lancia inside. So it's also kind of unfair. So I'm really not certain what to do with these cards. Are they necessary evil or are they not? I am not really sure. I don't like them. I think they are too oppressive, literal floodgates that are activatable by your hand. It's non-interactable, it's super not healthy. And there's another card that I'm going to ban that will even make this less interactable. I don't like these cards. They're, especially Lancia, is super versatile in what it does. And I think it's time for both of them to go. I'm not sure if they're going to do Lancia. I'm pretty sure they're going to do Droll. But that's my prediction. It's just a theory. Another banned card will be LP. He dodged enough. It's done. LP's done. We don't need dragons anymore. You know what we're gonna do with dragons? Destroy them even more in the limited section, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. Then I have something a little spicy, which is Beatrice. Now, when this card arrived, it was a 3 and that kind of was a problem because BA kept spamming multiple Beatrices turn after turn. But the moment that it got hard summoned is the moment it kind of became a problem. So first of all, Foolish Burial is at 1 and Lavalval Chain is banned because it was too generic. Now, the Lavalval Chain was banned in a period where Ranked 4s were reigning supreme. Like, basically every deck was summoned level 4 monsters. Beatrice is now kind of in that same spot, where Rank 4 is not really the best anymore, but there are multiple decks, Tritron for example, and Virtual World, that can easily make Beatrice. Now, I am personally kind of scared for Virtual World, because that deck is really close to still being very oppressive. But Beatrice can just do a lot of things. She can send combo pieces. She can also send disruptive pieces like the Necroworld Banshee or the Shadow Ariel or Shadow. There are multiple things that she can do. And it's quick play. And it's basically twice because you use it in your opponent's turn as well. Especially something like Tritron can just either send a combo piece or send Eva. It's kind of unfair. And I do think that we have to touch Tritron in some way or another, or the format might be a little bit too unhealthy. So I think that it's time for Beatrice to go. It's very sad for all the BA players out there, but Unlucky. A card that's going to be banned is a card that has been talked about plenty, just Called by the Grave. At 1, it's just very sacky. At 3, it's too good because you shut down hand traps. You know, if you do choose to play hand traps, you shouldn't be punished for that because, you know, there are metas where you need hand traps. And like Ash, not something unhealthy like Troll. Just like Coldbite, there's almost no counter play, and it's one of the most broken cards ever. And I think that we're gonna see the release of Nobleman or Crossout Designator, that's the card, soon. So banning Called by the Grave might be good for that, because that card is also very unhealthy. Another spell I'm banning is Terraforming, so it kind of makes no sense that this card is at 1, because you're basically saying to everyone you can only play 3 copies of X card, but of field spells you can play 4 copies. Just this card was a problem, then it got semi-limited, now it's limited. There are going to be more field spell decks in the future, and field spells are only getting better. Just get it out of here before. Just do it now, right? No one is asking for Terraforming to stay here. So yeah, it also makes sense with some cards that are unlimited, and that so I'll talk about that later. The last card that I would like to see banned, or predicted is going to be banned, is Imperial Order, another card that has been complained about by the community. Why this card ever got back? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It's just too strong. People use the argument that shutting down 1/3 of the mechanics in the game is a little bit too much, but then they forget that Roll Decree does literally the same. But this card is just super oppressive. Insta losing when it resolves. Too good, too good. Just get it out of here. Just get it out of here. No longer necessary. For the limited section, I kind of paired a couple of cards together and unbanned a whole lot, because you know me, I like to unban cards that never come back. Gotta start off with the Dinos. I have Misk limited and Fossil Dick limited. Now this might be a little bit overkill, but it's just unfair that Rota is at 1 and like all the search spells are at 1, but then Fossil Dick is just at 3. I mean, Fossil Dick can literally search anything. It's a little bit too good. So and Misk to 1 also like hinders the deck a lot. I think that this still makes the deck pretty solid. Pretty still solid, because you only need 1 Misk to go full combo. But the interactions, if you just like Ash the Misk banish effects, are just so different. So I think that's limiting it is fair, and like Fossil Dick for less consistency is also just fine, if you ask me. Then we have either Meltdown or Alistair. Limiting Alistair is kind of hardcore. It kind of kills the deck, or makes it significantly worse than it is. Limiting Meltdown is pretty doable. So it's one of the two. Not really sure what approach. Invoked has been around for millions of years. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. So either or for me. Then we have some more dragon hits. I think they're going to limit Striker Dragon, just for consistency's sake. A Link ones are always broken, and Striker Dragon is definitely one of them. Limiting this card hinders their resource game and their recovery late games. It's nice. And Quick Launch is not once per turn, so we are errataing it by limiting it, just to make this deck engine a little bit less splashable, because you can just make a rank 4 deck, play Quick Launch. Want to make the Synchro, play Quick Launch. It's just, you can splash this in every deck. It's not restrictive at all. It's just way too good for its welcome. So yeah, just limit it, get it out of here. Then we have some Tri-Brigade Zodiac hits. I am thinking they're going to limit Tenki. Just kind of weird, because this card has been hit before. But whatever, limit it again. And Zeus to 1. I think the triple Zeus is a little bit too oppressive, because you're going to invest a lot of resources to clear the first one. And then there's just going to be another one for free. It's just a little bit too much. I think that Zeus will never get banned, just because it's such a monumental card, but it's not the best. But it's good, but it's not the best. But I think that limiting it is pretty fair, if you ask me. Then, Red Eyes Fusion limit. So, I don't think they're going to ban Dragoon. I don't think they're going to do anything but fertility. But if you limit Red Eyes Fusion, then all the monkey decks can't play that 3. And if they want to play that 3 with Red Eyes Insight, they have to play another big. So I think that limiting this card is pretty fine, if you ask me. And I think that would solve a lot of the problems, but I don't think that the rule is such an issue that it needs to be banned. Then I have a whole list of cards that are gonna come back to 1. Blaster Tidal, both don't do anything. Redux is the only one that's actually good. Cyberjar, Fiberjar, they're flip monsters. But who cares, bro? Who cares? Are you gonna flip and let me draw cards? That's fine, I'll just hand trap you. Eclipse Wyvern. To 1. You might think I'm actually crazy, but LP's gone, and Chaos Space is gone. I'm biased, I love that card. It can come back. Thunderlight Tiger. Deck literally got banned and then Emancipator got released, so kinda unfair. Release it at 1, make the deck playable. Masterpiece. 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 Realistically, it's Trident, but then a little bit better. Just put it at 1. Doesn't do anything. Diagram, still at 1. Very important. Diagram, still at 1. Very important. Masterpiece to 1. Who cares? Who cares? All Power to 1. Orcus is literally dead. If you keep Orchestrated or the Nightmare Mermaid band. Just give back All Power. You think people are gonna play it? Just ash it. Lamau. Salat, Mirage Stadio, Stracciatello. Make Salamon great. Great again. I'm just unbanning everything that's from the DOS format. Just ban everything. Just make everything at 1. It's fine. Just ash it. Just ash Harp. Just ash Mirage Stadio. Just ash Light Tide. The last card we are unbanning. Thunder Dragon Colossus. Just because I'm biased, I like that card. It can come back. There are a million outs. If you think that Winda is honestly a fine card, that is completely fine by me. But Colossus is just worse than that because Colossus is actually on the field before you make any plays. You can just imperm it. You can just droplet it. You can just Dark Ruler no more it. Especially at 1, it's not going to do anything. It's probably going to be splashed in a couple of decks. But LP's gone, so who cares? Bring back Colossus. Doesn't matter. Nah. So then we go to the semi-limit list. Now, people hate semi-limiting. OCG loves semi-limiting. I think it's pretty cool. So we are gonna put 3 cards to 2. Nadir Servant to 2. That card is actually wild. This is a huge consistency hit. So they're not gonna see it as often. And they're not gonna resolve it like twice in 1 game. Seems fair, right? We have Trickster Light Stage to 2. We are already banning Terraforming, so this can just go to 2 and then see if it really makes a difference or not. Probably doesn't. And Salamangreat Circle to 2. Am I pushing it with both Mirage Stadio and Circle? Guess you'll have to stay tuned to find out. For the unlimits, are you ready? Yatakarasu doesn't do anything, it's slow, it's a spirit monster, there are no combos with this card, you're not losing to this card. If you are losing to a Yata, you would have lost to a competent deck already. Stop denying that. This card is garbage. You're not getting your hand looped. It's not gonna attack game 1. This card is awful. And if you lose to it, you would have probably lost to literally anything else. Literally. Stop blaming that you're bad on this card. Who cares? People say leave it on the list as a statement. Who cares? Read the card. It's garbage. It's literal garbage. It's not gonna see play. Dynamite Knight. Am I pushing Masterpiece and Dynamite Knight? Yes. Is it a good idea? Stay tuned to find out. Infernity Arcfiend. Infernity does literal 0. With this card at 3, it does even less. Morphing Jar is a flip monster. Are you scared of a flip monster? You're not. Tempest to 3. Tempest to 1 doesn't do anything, just put it to 3. Dragons are not as good anyway, and all the other rulers are at 1. Spiral Resort. Spiral doesn't do anything. Second Light. Interesting deck building. Let's go. Gold Sarcophagus can only come back to 3 if Colossus stays banned. Keep that in mind. And the last card we are unlimiting is Time Seal. If you're scared of Time Seal, so think. You are a turn player. You set Time Seal, right? So then you pass turn. So your opponent starts their turn by drawing a card. You cannot deny that in any way, except by Drastic Drop-Off, which is a better card and still awful. But just think about it. Just think about it. If you activate Time Seal, it's gonna not be for their next turn, but the turn after that, because it's a trap. You have to set it, so you're not negating their first draw. You're negating the draw after that. You're negating the turn 4 draw. You're going -1 for absolutely free. For no reason, you're going -1 to not make your opponent draw a card on turn 4. And even if there is a weird combo, like something with Mercurial, that allows this card to be played turn 1, it's still a trade. It's only a trade. It doesn't do anything. This card is awful. Who cares if this card is a 3 or it's 0? It's not gonna get played. Nobody's gonna play this. It's awful. If you activate this, you're literally dead on the turn after that. Just like Yata, just stop living in your world where this is scary, because it is honestly just not. So yeah, that's it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 30, 39, 30, 40, 41, 40 cards. I say we're gonna have a very fun format after this. You can play any deck you want, anything. You just play anything, it doesn't matter. Just play whatever you want. It's probably fine. There's nothing to generate to any of those decks. So yeah, enjoy the new format. I think this is gonna be true. Let me know in the comment section down below what I did wrong, and let me know what you think can definitely be banned or unbanned. And yeah, whatever, be as biased as you want, just like me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'm right, you know I'm right. I called it. I said it. I don't even know what Team Sam says. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.